Chesed is a local welfare organization, and World Jewish Relief today is the major partner in our field work in the former Soviet Union. We are now on our way to two ladies, a mother and a daughter. Both of them are clients of Chesed.
This is Zhenya, my daughter, and I am Nadezhda. We've both been Chesed clients for about 11 years. But for Chesed, I don't think we would be alive. They helped us at a time when we didn't have anything to eat.
Martha is our client because she's an elderly pensioner. She is visually disabled. The daughter used to own a construction company, and at a certain point, when the situation was very bad in the country, her business failed. She had to sell her flat, and basically she and her mom were thrown out into the streets, and she could not bear it, and she got a stroke and finished in a wheelchair.
Chesed started to provide us with food parcels because sometimes we didn't eat for 3 days. There were times when I had to go out and collect empty bottles and sell them for a few coins to buy bread or something to drink. That's how we lived before Chesed. Once they got involved, life changed. Everything we have in the flat is from Chesed. The fridge, the telephone, Zhenya's wheelchair. Both of us receive food assistance, and Zhenya's medication comes through the Chesed system as well. We have a home carer who provides day-to-day support for us in our flat, 7 days a week. And even now, she's in the house helping us. And I can only bow to the ground to say thank you to Chesed, as we only know warmth, goodness, and caring from these people.
This flat is owned by a friend of my mum's who doesn't need it at the moment. But we're not living here officially. Officially, we are homeless.
The flat that Nadezhda and Zhenya are living in is in a very old block of apartments, which is already cracked, and it doesn't have sewage system, and it also doesn't have running water. And such a simple thing as to get a water, the caregiver has to walk 2 blocks away from the house to get the water from the water pump. And this water is later used for washing, for cleaning, and for cooking.
Recently, I had a call from the owner of the flat to say that he may need to sell and that we need to be ready to go. When that happens, we will have nowhere to go, just back on the street.
We're just out of the visit to Nadezhda and Zhenya, and unfortunately the situation is not getting better from the last time when I saw them. And it surprises me very much every time that Nadezhda, every time she is smiling, and every time you come to her, she's happy to see you, and she's not crying, and still this woman has strength to go on and to keep her daughter as well. Kharkov today is the second biggest city in Ukraine after Kiev. Its population is 1.7 million people, out of which we estimate the Jewish population is 40 to 50,000 people. Nobody knows the exact number, of course. We are on our way to see Sergei Kreslavsky. He is a young man, about 33 years old, very smart, very handsome. He grew up like a totally, completely normal guy. He was playing football, he was having kids around him, running, and etc., etc. He finished school, he entered university, and in the first year of his university, he started to have this multiple sclerosis. And when he was finishing the university in his last year, he was already in a wheelchair.
I live with my parents, father and mother. We live in a house of 3 rooms.
I've known him for quite a few years. Every year he's weaker.
Сережа, еще раз здравствуйте. Мы с вами еще раз будем это самое.
And his mom recently has been diagnosed with cancer. So I can't even imagine what will happen to him if, God forbid, something happens to her.
Usually my mom can help me a lot, doing what I can't physically. There is no running water in the house, but there is a pump, electric pump, water from in the yard. We are not connected to the sewage system. My mother says that our sewage is very helpful for strawberries. She says it fertilizes strawberries very good. During the day I usually learning 6 days a week I'm learning English, and 1 day a week I'm learning Russian in order to become a good interpreter. I just want to communicate with people. I like that. My parents found out about his, and several times here came foreigners from USA, from England. It gave me friends whom I can communicate with. That's great. If Hesed wasn't here, life would be very dull and sad.
Without Chesed, we wouldn't be able to survive. I'm not talking about living, I'm talking about surviving. When we first went to Chesed, they gave out food parcels, and now they give us subsidized food cards, allowing us to choose what we buy, which we really appreciate. Medications are vital for both Sergei and for me, and Chesed helps either by paying for them or through discounts they can agree with the pharmacies. It's a very hard life, and I'm amazed at the way Sergei is able to keep himself together, and I admire his strong spirit, because if I had his problems, I would have lost my mind by now.
It is never easy to see Sergei for me, even though I have known him for quite a few years and I might have got used already to his situation. But for some reason it doesn't get easier day to day and time to time. And I admire the guy very much. I love the guy very much. This is really one of the best people I know, and this is really the person that touches my heart very much. You know, he's a young guy. He has all the rights to live like a young man and a young guy, and it's. I really wish with all my heart he could really feel and behave and be like a young man, and this is our obligation to do everything we can.